G'day all, Gary from the Campers Atlas. Just going to show you how to make a folding campfire pit. A lot cheaper than what you can buy. It's just some plate aluminium and some hinges. Folds up quite nice and neat, flat. A couple of pins on the sides. There you have it, a couple of folding legs, easy storage, and you can find the scrap aluminium at a boat yard or a scrap dealer somewhere, and get yourself some stainless steel hinges. Let's go in the workshop, we'll show you how to make it. Okay, so what equipment do we need to get this job done? Is just some aluminium, some flat plate aluminium. You can use stainless steel if you like, but Ali won't rust and it's a bit lighter. Just need to put a bit of sand on the bottom of it, on the base, to stop it melting, because it will melt at about 650 degrees. This Ali is about 5mm thick. You can go to a boat manufacturer, aluminium manufacturer, and see if they got any offcuts, or go to a scrap yard and find something like this. Sizing is up to you. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much. This one's 39 squared for the base. You can make it bigger or smaller depending on what you want to do. And it's 38 at the bottom of one of the sides. So I've made it a centimetre smaller, so that way it'll sit 5mm each side. Because this plate's 5mm thick, this side can then sit next to this side and have enough room and not fall off the bottom. So height of each side is 22. Like I said, you can make it higher or smaller if you like, it doesn't really matter too much. And I've got this at 49 for the top. If you make the top wider, the side will just sit out further like that rather than more upright, that's all. So you can have a play with some cardboard, or you can use these measurements if you like. I did have it a bit wider earlier on, but I mucked up with the hinges, so I've decided to do it again. I bought these hinges from Bunnings. These are stainless steel. I did like them because you can put the bolts through here and they won't hit on each other. But the way these originally came, they weren't like this. I had to pull this pin out and spin this one around, so it would sit like this, and this side could then sit on the ground with that bolted to it. Whereas before, just be careful if you do buy them from Bunnings, they're sitting the other way, and that's what happened to me, is this will end up sitting on top of the pin like this, and you'll end up with a gap down the bottom which will let sand out and coals and stuff out, and you don't really want that. I think I prefer it to be nice and flat. So you just need 8 of these stainless steel hinges, 4 for 2 sides and 4 for the swinging sides. You need 2 pins for the removable pins for the swinging sides, so they can fold in and out. That's all stainless steel. And you need 48 of these hex head bolts. These are Allen keys. They're 6mm in diameter and 15mm long. And you also need 48 of these stainless steel locking nuts as well. So they're not nylock nuts because you're using heat and fire. So they've got little stainless steel insert instead of nylon. So you can buy them as well, obviously. And just something to do them up with. And these are the legs. So I've just used some C-channel and some square tube, some stainless bolts, so they'll just bolt in underneath and sit like that and just obviously fold up out of the way when you don't need it. So that's about it. We'll get into it and see if we can put this together. Okay, so what I've done here first is just lie them down what is essentially upside down and just taped them together like that, so I can put them up and stand them up and get them into their correct position and tape them in properly before I start marking and drilling, which I'll show you now. Okay, so now I've just set it on the bench. You'll see that's where the insides are taped. And now I'm just going along, just taping the outsides and just getting the edges together properly. So you see, I just got to get this together, tape it up, do the same all the way around, and then I'll have it at the right spot where I can mark the hinges. Okay, once you're happy with it and you have it all taped together and sitting just nicely on the base, you can then go ahead and start marking for where the hinges go. Probably the best way of doing it, I think. That way you'll get the holes for the hinges in the right spot. Okay, so you see I've just marked with a texter and the drill holes there. Okay, now we have all the holes drilled. It's just a matter of bolting it together. Okay, so I've bolted the hinges on, and while I'm bolting the hinges on, I've also put the feet on. So you can see they just fold up nicely. They just bolt through exactly the same bolts and nuts. I didn't mention these little bolts and nuts through here. They're a bit longer, and so you might want to add some more for that into your little calculations. But that's all you need to do for some folding legs. We'll put the sides on now. So the two flat sides are hinged on. If you don't make them quite as high, if you measure halfway on the bottom piece and make these that height, halfway, they'll obviously fit in the middle and not overlap. But I wanted them a bit higher. It's up to you. Now all I've got to do is bolt on the side swinging doors. Just note that where you drill the holes are in the opposite corners, so they can swing out onto each one. Bolt them on. Then put your outside hinges on, mark them and drill them on both corners, opposite corners on the outsides. Remember to put the inside hinges for the folding down sides, which is these two, and then your opposite corners for hinges on the outside. That's for your swinging outside, and then you're nearly there. Just got to bolt these in now. Now once you've marked and drilled and bolted in both of your hinge sides on opposite corners and you're happy with that, there's your swinging hinge door. Then you want to mark and drill in your fixed your loose pin or removable pin hinge. So this is actually a stainless steel hinge as well. You could use a Haspin staple or really whatever you like, but I found these. I think these are quite good. So to start with this side, if you do get these, make sure this bent part here is the part that swings up and in. If you put it on the other side, this will catch when you try to swing it up. So I found to mark and drill one side first and get that right, and then mark and drill the next side, get that right, bolt that in, then you can put in your removable pin, and that makes it easy to open and close, and then you're basically done.